How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And as you can see, I kind of changed my hairstyle a little bit, just something new, you know. And second of all, today is going to be an updating video about what I've done to the car lately, because I didn't film everything that I've done to it. So yeah, let me just tell you guys how the car is right now, what I've done to it exactly, and what I'm going to do next. Let's go. As you guys already know, I've changed all of the spark plugs, coil packs, the coil pack boots. I also changed all of the hoses, the connectors, the PCV valve, and clean up the idle air control valve, and change the intake boot or the intake elbow. The reason I changed all of that or clean up the idle air control valve was, well, the car failed the first smog test. It was doing pretty bad in 50 miles an hour, but it passed all of the tests in 25 miles an hour. That means this car was having either a vacuum leak or it was running rich, which means the ignition was not igniting the fuel properly, and it had a pretty dirty cat. So after the first smog test, I poured a bottle of CATACLEAN in the fuel tank, and then obviously I changed the coil packs, I changed all the hoses, and those two hoses were actually cracked by the end of it, and the boot itself was actually cracked where those two connectors goes into. So that explained the vacuum leak. Also, this one's really old, so I changed that one with a new O-ring. As for the idle air control valve, the reason I cleaned that up was the car was idling really rough at the beginning. Well, it's been running pretty rough, but actually that's because of the corroded ECU. To give you an idea how corroded it is, before I changed the ECU, the car was throwing, it was not throwing codes, it was flashing codes. So the check engine light would go away if it was on for a split second and then come back on. Or if I used a stomp test to clear the check engine light, it'll stay off and then flash on for a split second and then remains off. It was a whole mess. I changed a lot of the fuses, I changed the relays. It didn't work, it didn't help at all. And the car just felt really sludgy and didn't have a lot of power. So I decided to give the new ECU a shot, and yeah, spent $150 on eBay. Got an ECU that comes with a Turner Motorsport chip. After I put the new ECU in, the car was pretty much revived. It actually started to make sound like an M50, this like how the engine's supposed to sound. Before, it was just some really weird loud noise. I don't know how to describe it. But anyways, to clean up the idle air control valve, I just got some throttle body cleaner and spray the hell out of that, shake it, let it sit for a night. After I was sure that it's not stuck anymore, I put it back on, and now the car idles pretty smoothly, and yeah, doesn't really misfire a lot anymore, but it still has some roughness out there. And I think that's because I ran the car with the new spark plugs, but with the old coil packs for a couple weeks. So I got some new NGK spark plugs. This one has 4 sprungs. I've been using this for the past 2 E36s. It works really good. And also I need to change the seal for the oil filter housing because it was a long story. So it comes with 2 washers, a larger one and a smaller one. And in the past 6 years, I always thought that you just stack those 2 washers over here, but that's wrong. So apparently the bigger one is actually for the drain plug and the smaller one is for this bolt. And I never knew this until it was leaking like crazy from here, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And I torqued it correctly, over torqued it just to make sure it's tight, but it was still leaking. And I googled it, and apparently I was not the only one. So there were a whole lot of other people that thought they should just stack the 2 washers, the crush washers, on top of it. No, that's not the case. Please don't do that anymore, everybody that's listening to this. So yeah, I took the one that's supposed to be for the drain plug off, and it's still leaking a little bit right now. So I got the MAHLE kit. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Spark plugs, seals, O-rings. Let's go. don't know why it is always so hard to take off the valve cover, plastic engine cover thing. And number 6. There you go, 18 foot-pounds. So now what you do is get a pick and pick out the old O-ring like that and open up the new kit. Just like, alright. Now as you can see, there are 2 crush washers inside. This one is actually for the drain plug and this one is for the bolt that I just took off. And this little one is actually for the tip of the bolt. Obviously the big one is for the cap itself. Now let's put it in. And same thing, use the pick to take off the O-ring. This is actually still fresh, but I'm gonna change it anyway. There you go. New one on. And take off the old crush washer. Slide a new one on. And drop it in. Then tighten it to 18 foot-pounds. There you go. Alright, y'all, that's about it for today. Soon enough, I'm gonna take it to do the smog test again. Hopefully this time I can finally get it passed. If not, damn it, I probably just gonna register it as a non-op, and I really don't want to, because this whole car, the whole point of this car is to build a daily drift car that I can go get food, do grocery shopping, I can drive it on the street, go for a cruise with my friends in the canyon, you know, and then I can drive it to the track and drive back. So if I can't get it past smog, it's kind of pointless, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure I can. I got some faith in myself, you know what I mean? But as for today, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share it if you may, and peace. I'll see you guys next time.